Sorry,
It's over.
I'll edit that out later. But anyways, guys, we're playing Draft Champions today. As you can see, I just figured I'd start in right now in this position. I would have started at the beginning,
Set now
but I
to
didn't
kick
think I was
this
going
one
to win
away,
this game.
and
But
off
as you
it
can see,
goes.
winning 21-0 against KC. For some reason,
this is fielded a couple yards deep.
Down a bunch, as you can tell. The tempo
and he'll be
really
brought down
off.
at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Because that one we would lose.
And now here comes Kansas City.
As you can see, guys,
and following the interception, we'll see what they can put together.
I've never
on this
been
drive.
up this far in a head-to-head
right
game.
now.
This is technically a
Here's just
head-to-head game.
before every game. The team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is the only one of the game.
I'm not really sure what's happening so far.
Right?
So let's see.
And maximizing opportunities. And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front, they moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Sometimes it takes forever to get to the guy. But then again, like I said, it's slowed down. So
on second down, here's Wilson.
You have to get a sack. And there's my first sack right there. That was Robinson right there with a great sack.
Gets him for a loss of 5. 8 yards still remaining here on third down.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't. Under pressure,
JJ
and they got to him again. Kiko Alonso. In there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up
I almost got a sack with JJ Watt.
Here's Jacob Shum now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
I wonder if Kiko can get around the line and actually block the punt. No.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And taken right at the 35.
Got Randall Cobb.
A good return there, 17 yards.
And he's doing not too bad so far. He's had some actually pretty good returns. So
and now out comes Minnesota. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
Even with a fast
that was a nice run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off usually after about 3 to 4 steps and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep touchdown.
Yes, that was too easy. Sometimes I do like to throw it deep. For those of you guys watching my old videos, you guys know I like to throw it deep sometimes.
And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was a 9, and he just kept going all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
Playing because I know
it's the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Every single time. But we'll see.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line.
That was good right there. That was actually really good.
And now here comes Kansas City. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Now Wilson on second down. And his throw's going to be
that would have been
incomplete.
Great. That would have been 2 picks, guys. That would have been my 2nd pick today.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defender's going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Here's Jacob Shum now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
Just throw it back away or give it back to him. I don't know. It just depends on the situation.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Here's Jacob Shum now. as he's on to punt for Kansas City.
Any normal user would go for it on this play and wouldn't be afraid to try to go for the first down. But oddly enough, I think he's being really smart by being safe too at the same time.
This is brought in at the 21.
Yeah,
a very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now, he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on him a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Brady. His throw incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Looking back to the air on 2nd down. It's Brady. Cruz has it over the middle. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Victor Cruz
I don't even have the best Victor
with his
Cruz
second touchdown here in this first half.
And here's
the
the weirdest
Vikings
thing. We're
offense
playing at
continues to pour it on.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
I'm going to kick it as hard as I can and then try to hit him when he's coming down.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Vikings defense getting ready to go. They were able to force the 3-and-out last time, led to the punt, and then led to a touchdown for their crew. So they'll be looking for a little bit more of that, Charles.
Well, I think that they created the spark with the 3-and-out. Gave a little momentum to their
offense. One of the worst players
now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Like, I used to rage quit occasionally, but...
On 2nd down, Wilson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Stop the clock so we have some time operating.
They'll run with White.
But I'm sorry, dude.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Partner into the 2nd quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you've got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
This is fielded at the 27. Look at the dance and the juke.
Oh, I was going to get down the field
and there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards.
Believe it or not, I've actually done that
before. There'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
I've actually gotten a punt return for a touchdown in regular ultimate team.
The final shot before half for Brady. He's going to air one out.
I think I can get this.
Nope. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And never mind, Larry. These 2 teams are apparently anxious to get back at it.
Imagine what I could do in the second half. Especially when I'm getting me a...
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
A lot of...
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
That was like 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The ball is placed on 28.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football.
So here we go.
Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
I mean, they're kind of slow. Then again, so am I.
And he fields it cleanly.
That juke did not work.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Viking football here as they take possession. The Chiefs defense here ready to head back out onto the field.
Notice I don't run the ball right now. It's because I'm too confident passing.
On first down, Brady. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
On second down,
over the back gap. You can drive a semi through that.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got to
get to the races. Vernon Davis.
Touchdown, Vikings. Vernon Davis, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
I mean, that's kind of
the guy. You better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Get you out of any jam you're in.
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Hoping that's deep. I don't think it will be, because I didn't hit the...
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Still going to count for like a 24 or 25-yard return.
And now here comes Kansas City. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. Little soul-searching now?
I would say so. And they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
He lost 2 yards.
It's a loss of 2. Now third down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
And this is going to be incomplete. Quincy Anoon with the intended receiver. And it's fourth down. Here's Jacob Shum now. As he's on the punt for Kansas City.
I'll pick that.
When everything is in sync on defense, that means everyone's communicating really well, and sometimes it's nonverbal. They just know that when a receiver's in one spot, This person may have him, and he's in another spot. The next defender may have him. And they've squeezed the passing lanes down to where it's so difficult to find an open area to deliver the football. They've made it tough on them all game long.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Going to get wide open.
To throw is Brady. No, he almost had it.
I was a little rushed.
Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. He's got his target. It's Cobb.
Oh, dude. If I had
15 yards
faster,
through the air on a
might have
first
been able to get a
down.
few extra yards out of it.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
The numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the ball a little bit more. He tells me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a target for a nice game. Knew where the pressure was going to come from and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. A couple of Chiefs there to bring him down.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
I'm going to be a little bit from here. I'm going to let that go.
Back now in
I don't want to
Atlanta.
totally embarrass them, guys.
And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Because people are going to say, oh, that's cheap. And, well, that might be cheap. I don't know.
That's strong. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Andre Williams taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on.
I like how it slows down.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
Really good chance.
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Really good kicks off. And like I said, if you need to hit that
now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Post or whatever.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense
he's just going to throw it out of bounds.
So how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before and realize it hasn't worked somewhere.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
But they deserve credit.
I'm just going to pause this for just a second. I can delete this later. But I'm curious. They do have Russell Wilson at quarterbacks right now. He does not have that many rushing yards at all. 1.7 passer rating. That's because he's 1 for 11 and he's been picked once already. Now let me show you what they say about Tom Brady's a 133 because he's been making his plays and he's got 6 touchdowns. See, all these guys except Coleman and Cobb all have like almost 100 yards, and maybe Williams, I'll get him a few passes here and there, but they all have like a lot of passing yards. They all semi-close to that. Pancake blocking, Vernon Davis has 2 pancake blocks. You can see that. Assist tackling. One tackle for loss. Yeah, JJ's got 2 sacks. They both have a half a sack. Half a sack, half a sack. See? I'm just saying, guys. This is easy. When you know what you're doing. Yeah, I understand that. I would like to force a fumble at some point. That'd be kind of cool. We have like a couple pass deflections. I mean, this is what we're working with right here, guys. This is amazing. That doesn't tell me anything, actually, now that I think about it. I don't even think Flacco's been in the game. Marvin Harrison? Oh, okay. Now this gets interesting. The Marvin Harrison. Amazing. I didn't even know we had Marvin Harrison. I was confused what he was talking about earlier. When they're like, you know, Harrison. I'm like,
credit or not, the defense is going to take credit for that incompletion because it always feels good when you slow down an offense.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. On 3rd down, Wilson. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
Let's go, Cobb.
Pulled in at the 24.
Missed once. Missed twice. Oh.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And the offense will take over
let's see.
With a new set of downs.
Let's see what we got here. We can try...
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
No huddle, that's why. Okay. I was wondering why the same plays were showing up.
On 2nd down, here's Brady. It gets it over the middle to Cobb.
A little short pass.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
And an extra DB here for the Chiefs on 3rd down.
Pass situation.
Caught left side by Cobb. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Brady going to throw. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for...
sacked him. That works too. And he's not even going to rush to get back to the line here. I really think he's down for a loss of 9. Because they know this game
was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from Barr. Incomplete.
20, 30
now it's 3rd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
I picked him again!
It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
I called it, did I not? I said I was going to pick him at some
at
point.
midfield at the 50-yard
I didn't pick him the same play I called it.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Again, it's Williams. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6. 3rd down now following the run. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And how about this, a fake? And able to find Graham, complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
Sometimes that just works.
Okay, that was a fake punt, and it was successful throwing the football.
I'll confess, sometimes that just works.
I know you threw the football in your past.
I'm not afraid to throw it if I think that I have a chance.
Unsuccessful back in my high school days. Old Tim Jones dropped it, hit him right in the numbers. But I'll tell you what, these guys, they love this opportunity, don't they? A chance to get involved.
They certainly do, and many of them were quarterbacks or big-time players when they were in high school and college. So to get back doing what they did before, always fun. And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack. Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blow. Sometimes.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
So, hey, it's his fault if he can't stop me.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away.
I might even get the ball back one more time.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Kiko Alonso in there to record another sack. There's 6 of the afternoon. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out.
Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. Yeah, they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
They run it again with Williams. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense.
Come on.
It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They come out here in the eye.
I don't even believe that.
Now Brady.
I never will believe that.
And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play. but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with an INT. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert.
Not a big deal. That was a good game. Thanks, guys, for watching. Appreciate it. And, yeah, check me in the next video.